Hello Libra, welcome to your tarot reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, and consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there is a Knight of Wands. Interesting. That's a very, very energetic way to begin a reading. And we've got the Fool energy. So this is going to be really something. This is going to be really nice. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know in the comments, okay? So, finishing up Path of the Serpent here. Very interesting, Libra, very interesting. Mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. We're going to use the Waite-Smith deck for the mystery card. Give it a nice shuffle here. And this is the card that we're not going to look at until the very end. We're going to set it down right over here, Alien on top, and at the end of the reading, hopefully that card will, give us the confirmation that we need and tie everything together. So, we've got a lot going on here. We've got major, we've got some air, we've got some fire, we've got some water and fire. We've got a little bit of earth with the major, the hermit energy, and with this Knight of Discs at the end. So it's fairly balanced. I think we might be a little bit light on the water element. But with this Ten of Cups over here in your environment, I don't think that's going to be an issue. I think we've got plenty of water to sustain us, right? So we're beginning with this one. With the Knight of Wands, fire on fire. This could be, there could be maybe an Aries person in your life somewhere that's kind of important right now, or that is part of all of this for you. We'll have to see as we go through if this is actually going to be representing another person. Perhaps a partner, perhaps someone that you're involved with. Maybe this Ten of Cups is related to this Aries person. It could be. But I think that you are feeling this fiery impulse right now, okay? Or you will be very soon. I think that there is this really strong desire for you to move, to get going, to start something new. There's maybe this wanderlust brewing in you, this travel bug. It may be literally for, traveling. But I think you're really feeling the fury, maybe the anticipation, the kind of chaotic restlessness, because you're right on the verge of something. You're right on the edge of this really tremendous opportunity. I don't know if you're going to be starting a new business, if you're going to be entering a new career, if you're maybe entering a new relationship, or if you are going to start a new job, you're starting a new project, you're beginning something that is tremendously exciting, tremendously affects your future, and is going to be tremendously difficult work. Okay? We see all of those things just right here with these major arcana. Okay? So this fiery impulse is coming, and this is going to be, you're going to be very impatient. Okay? You're not going to want to wait for this to happen. You're going to want it to happen right now, right this second. Because I think the prospects of it, what it means for your future, is very promising, very hopeful, right? It's exactly what you've been wanting, right? I think it's life-changing. I think it is kind of coming as a surprise, and I think it's going to be really hard work, okay? I think it's going to be something different than what you're used to. Because of this other energy, especially this hermit energy over here, I feel like this is going to be a little bit different for you. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, take you out of your comfort zone, but that's okay. So we've got this one. And now there still could be that Aries person that this is involved with. Maybe the Aries energy that I'm feeling is related either to the destination, the activity, the company, the business, the career field. the field of work or study, or it's related to a particular person that you're doing this with, or that this opportunity involves, okay? So it could be a literal Aries energy person, but I feel definitely this is your kind of your impatience starting to grow, okay? And with the Fool energy that's coming right across this Knight of Wands, this is the kind of the surprise. I think this is something that's kind of going to catch you off guard a little bit. I think it's going to be a very pleasant surprise, but it's going to be a bit of a shocker, maybe. I think this has a lot of elements of kind of what you've wanted for yourself, for your life, right? You've had a vision, you have an idea of where you kind of want to be in let's say a year, 5 years, 10 years. You have a vision of your future self, but you never thought that it would entail this. You never thought that this was going to be the road to get there. Now, the Fool energy is a lot of expansiveness. It's a lot of growth. It's a lot of, well, really hot air energy that is just expanding out and out and out, right? So this is not really concerned with the destination or the goal or the consequences, or the difficulty or the sense of right and wrong. It's pretty much an amoral card. This just wants to grow and do and expand and gain as much experience as possible, right? This card never thinks beyond the present moment, okay? And this, I think, is really representing the kind of spontaneity with which this opportunity comes into your life. I don't think this is something that you've been planning, something that you've been kind of setting up for yourself, like for years. You've been kind of working on this and now is finally the time. No, I feel like this is very unexpected. Okay? And if we combine this kind of surprise, unexpected energy with this Knight of Wands, this is taking the Fool energy and really this is heating up this air. And, I'm kind of getting a sense of a hot air balloon, right? That has the torches underneath, that are heating up the air if we want to gain elevation or if we want to descend. But as far as the direction goes, you're kind of at the mercy of the wind. Right now, I don't know much about ballooning. I don't know, is that the right word? I don't know much about operating a hot air balloon, though I have ridden in one. Or at least in the basket underneath it. So the fire energy here is going to be the method by which you either gain altitude or you descend, right? So however high you want to go, well, that's up to you and how much of this fire energy you put into it. But as far as the direction goes, right now we don't have an exact direction, right? So I feel like we need a little bit of discernment. We need to be a little bit focused and take this energy, take this opportunity in the right direction so that we can end up with this Knight of Discs at the end. This is kind of, this here at the very end, this is your future self, right? Very successful, very happy, very healthy, and in this kind of calm rulership over their life. This is someone that's really come a long way and is very happy about it, very satisfied. You've accomplished a lot. And you can look back over all of this past energy and you can think, damn, I really came a long way. And I really did it. That's where we want to be. This is our future self, right? But we have all of this rather spontaneous, surprise, kind of chaotic, hectic energy. Very powerful energy, is capable of really ascending to the highest heights, the loftiest heights. But For altitude, you can only go up and down, right? If we're going to actually get to this future state, our future self, we need some direction. I think that's where this Ace of Swords comes into play, down beneath everything. I think underneath all of this energy, really, this is the capability of doing work right here. This is pure energy, pure air, pure fire, active elements, very energetic, very capable of doing tremendous work. We need some sort of discernment. We need some sort of higher self or conscience or compass telling us which way to go. We need a strong wind. Well, this is the Ace of Swords. This is air. This is the purest air that you can find. This is air that is pinpointed in one particular direction. Okay, so I think you have this capability now. You may not know exactly what this is. This is one of those things where you would you see in these survival shows where they take a pin, like a sewing needle, and they rub it against their clothes to get some static electricity. They put it down on a leaf on some water, maybe this 10 of Cups. You put it down on a leaf and it's going to find true north, right? For some reason, the magnetism, the static electricity, I'm sure some of you have seen that on TV, or maybe you've done it. I haven't done that trick, but it will show you which way is true north. And I think that metaphor works well here, because this is the only water energy we see. So this is the body of water, the lake, the love around you, that you need to place your own sewing needle or your compass needle, your own discernment, your own really pure intellectual energy. To find that direction, you have to rely on this pool of water, this 10 of Cups, the love that is in your environment. This is the position of your environment. And I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but I'm trying to illustrate this point here. It is the love around you, friends, family, your pets, your plants, whatever it might be. That is the body of water on which you have to rest your sense of direction, right? So this is about maybe consulting with your loved ones. This is considering what is going to be best for you and your family, for everyone involved. This is about relying upon the fullness of love in your life, okay? To determine what the best course of action is, to determine what your true north is going to be, right? To make sure that you're following your compass, you need to rely on and use this 10 of Cups as your river, as your lake, your body of water, right? So it's only by considering our relationships, friends, family, pets, plants, whatever. It's only by considering those love relationship, those close bonds that you have in your life, that you'll be able to determine where to go with this opportunity. Okay, if this is a relationship with a fire sign person, if this is a new career, a new job, if this is literally traveling, whatever this is, you kind of have to consider how it's going to affect the 10 of Cups here. Okay, and I think that's where we're going to get some of this pure air energy that will take this hot air balloon where we need it to go, right? You've got all the air and the fire here to do it. We just need the wind to blow us in the right direction, okay? And in the past, with this 8 of Swords, I think maybe you haven't always had the best wind behind you, okay? You haven't always had a strong, what do they call it, a tailwind to kind of push you in the direction that you're going. This is air that's a little bit more scattered. This is air that's kind of blowing in different directions, and that doesn't really do much for a hot air balloon or a sailboat or something, right? You need a good wind in the direction that we want to go. If there's too much crosswind and the wind is just too haphazard, goes in different directions, changes directions, we're not going to move anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We might shake and rattle and kind of get tossed around, but we're not actually making progress. And I think this is a perfect metaphor for the way that we've experienced our thoughts or our sense of direction, recent past, maybe the last few years, last several months or a year, something like that. Maybe it's been difficult to determine which way to go, right? To pick a direction, to really build up a good wind behind us, to get us moving in that direction. The Eight of Swords here is a lot of activity, a lot of shaking and getting jostled around, but no actual movement. Okay, and I think we can apply this to our thinking process recently. Okay, but this is all being cleared up with this ace down here. So this is behind us. This is that chaotic wind that didn't do us any good before. But now we've got this really good Ace of Swords air energy. As long as we use that in conjunction with this Ten of Cups, with this love energy that's around us, with our relationships, our strong bonds with our friends, our family, our loved ones, then this Ace of Swords is really going to help us out and give this hot air balloon some direction. Okay, and the direction that it's taking is towards this devil energy, the 15th mystery of the tarot. And this is a lot of hard work. This is really going to, I think, consume a lot of your time, whatever this project is, whatever this new opportunity, new relationship, new career, the new project that you're involved with. It's really going to require some effort, physical stamina, endurance. You're going to have to stand there in the basket and regulate the fire energy to maintain your altitude, right? There's not a lot of room to lay down in the hot air balloon basket. You kind of have to just stand there. It could be a very long ride. Okay, so it's really it's gonna take a lot out of you. But there's such intensity about it, and the devil energy here is proving that you can handle this. That you have this ability to hyper-focus your energies, right? We're focusing our sense of direction, our kind of moral compass, the wind that is behind us. We've got that strong tailwind. But now you've got to have the kind of the spiritual endurance, physical as well, but mostly that spiritual endurance to just keep going, right? And this devil energy is saying that there really is no limit to the altitude that you could attain. Right? We said with this fire underneath this air is unlimited altitude. You could ascend as high as you want to go here. If it's climbing the corporate ladder, if it's ascending in the art world or music world or whatever you're doing, or just how successful do you want to be? Where exactly is this Knight of Discs hanging out in the future? What degree of success are you after? Well, the only limit to that is how much you apply yourself, honestly. Because we have all the factors here that are just saying that it's unlimited. The air energy, unlimited. The Knight of Wands, unlimited. The devil energy, unlimited. So I'm curious what you're doing and where you're going and what your destination is, both literally and figuratively. But I like that we've got this Eon card at the top of the Path of the Dove. This is the judgment. This is the final judgment, hearing the trumpet call. This is the rebirth, the reawakening. This is the doorway to the future, right? This is using your fire energy, really, using all of this ambition and confidence and this strength and vitality and this willpower to really push this devil through this doorway, right? And this is telling me that whatever opportunity this is, which again, it kind of just something maybe outside of your comfort zone, you never thought this would be your path, but surprise, here it is. It's going to be life-changing. And it really is going to be a future unlike anything you've dreamed of. I think that you've always known that you would end up here. This is where you want to be, but you never thought it would happen like this. You never thought these would be the details. You know what I mean? It's going to be very surprising. You know where you're going. You just maybe haven't been sure how you're getting there. And this is really going to be life-changing. Life-changing success here. Unlimited altitude, right? It's going to be difficult. This card has some difficulty in it. This card has some difficulty in it. Okay? We've talked about the difficulty with the Fool energy, but I think we've solved that with our sense of direction that we're getting from this Ten of Cups. The difficulty now with the Devil energy and this Eon card, I think brings us over to the path of the Serpent and this Hermit energy. Because I feel, like I said, this is taking you out of your comfort zone. This is going to be something you kind of have to get used to. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit painful at first. Because I think that you've typically been a more reserved person. Maybe you're a little bit more introspective. Maybe you're a little bit introverted. Right? Maybe you have been in a rather lengthy hermit period, right? Hermit phase, where you've not had the urge to participate so much in the social scene and your social life. You've kind of just been, you've been at home more. You've been enjoying your space more, right? You've been maybe enjoying your pets, your plants, your people, your home, your familiar things, your comfortable life. You know, your favorite chair, your favorite spot outside in the garden, your favorite cup of tea or whatever you drink in the mornings. And you've had this calm, relaxed, more tranquil kind of energy about you. Okay? I'm trying to think back to the last reading for Libra. If we had some indication of that in the last reading, I don't remember. I do so many of these. But it's good that you're in this period because this really allowed you to reconnect with yourself, right? To find that inner lamp, that light, that spirit guide, guardian angel, just your inner brightness, right? That sunshine that comes from within you, your own peace and calm and joy and tranquility. That's not prompted by stimuli coming in from outside, you know, from television or from the social scene outside or just from everything, advertising, like all sorts of stimulus, right? This is something that, you know, maybe you've even kind of been off grid for a while, or you've gone like no screens for a while. Or you're just trying to slow down a little bit more. You've been trying to turn off the TV and turn off the phone and just don't turn off YouTube. That's all I ask. Just to kind of detox from technology a little bit, right? Detox from the stimulus, the constant stimuli that is really, I mean, every second of every day, there's something coming in. Gas stations, grocery stores, everywhere we go, there's a speaker, there's a screen advertising to us, talking at us. I like at the gas station you can mute the speaker at least from whatever ads they're pumping while we're pumping gas. They're pumping that into our brains. Anyway, I'm off track a little bit there. I'm stuck on this card a little bit because I like that energy. I'm really a big fan of this. You know, I would never necessarily get rid of everything because I do find, you know, watching certain things on YouTube or watching documentaries or educational stuff or just calming music or a nice calming tarot reading is always nice. But to kind of get out of the city a little bit, right? Get out of the busyness and the chaos of everything is kind of nice. It's kind of nice. So anyway, my point is that I feel like you've been in this period for a while. And this is a very good place to be. And I think you've found it to be very beneficial. And I think it's allowed you to reconnect with what you love, right? Your pets, your plants, your people. I keep saying that, but this 10 of Cups is whatever this love connection is for you, whatever has meaning in your life, this new opportunity and the direction that you go with it, you need to consider how it affects the 10 of Cups, what has meaning for you. It doesn't necessarily mean your pets. Maybe you don't have pets. Maybe you don't have a large family, right? Whatever has meaning to you. If it is your quiet, tranquil life, well, then you need to base your decision, which direction to go, you need to base it on that, right? What has the most meaning for you here? So that's what we're trying to say with these two. What you don't want, this is the position of what we don't want, fears, worries, concerns, what we're trying to avoid, is the 5 of Wands, the conflict, essentially. This is the constant bombardment of impressions through our senses, right? 5 Wands, 5 senses. And it seeps down into the 6th interior sense as well. But it comes in through our sense organs, you know. And this is kind of what you don't want. You don't want this. You don't want to have to try to fight off or resist the constant bombardment of impressions, right? You want your impressions to be willed. You want your stimuli to be intentional. So when you're here in your hermit energy, you will intentionally, turn on the phone or the tablet and tune into Dove and Serpent Tarot. It's not that, you've just got the speakers blaring and all the TVs are on in your house and it's just commercials and random channels just flooding in. No, it's very intentional. And I think that's a big factor for you. You don't want this constant bombardment. You don't want to feel as if you have to fight off these things. Okay. So a big part of you choosing to take advantage of this opportunity for, this kind of new direction in your life or what is waiting for you in the future is what kind of a vibe is it going to have? I think that's very important for you, because even at the end of the Path of the Serpent with this Knight of Pentacles, like I said, we have the Earth energy over here. We start with Hermit, we end with the Knight of Pentacles. We've got water and fire in between. So we like our kind of more sequestered, calm, tranquil life, maybe off-grid or semi-off-grid. And we kind of want to keep that, right? We want to live, we want to have some land, perhaps, right? We don't want to be just packed in tight with our neighbors. We want to have a little bit of space and tranquility, have a little bit of nature around us, right? But it could be that from here to there, we have these two in conflict. What you really love, what has meaning for you, which I think is this kind of tranquil life, is at odds with this 5 of Wands, fire and water. They don't really get along, right? So part of the process here is trying to figure out how to take advantage of this really wonderful opportunity that can give you the future you want, right? Can give you the future that you want, but the way to get there seems like it's through this air and this fire, but we don't want too much of this fire, right? So that's kind of a bit of a conundrum. But in order to get where we want, we kind of have to go through some of this fire energy. But I think as long as we stay true to what we believe in and what we love, what is important to us, and use that as our sense of direction, then I think we can get through this active energy and we could get to the future that we want here. Now let's look at that mystery card before I take up too much of your time here. This card may show us maybe a way to get through some of this fire energy. What is it that we need in order to utilize the fire energy that we need, right? To achieve the heights that we want, to achieve the future that we want. How do we deal with the fire energy in a way that does not compromise our water, right? That's kind of the question now that I'm left with. Well, we see an Ace of Wands. An Ace of Wands is all of the fire energy, but then none of it. It's fire energy that goes from source, it goes from zero, it expresses itself fully in the world, and then it withdraws back into zero. So this is your ability to be in this tranquil life, and as you need to, you can use all of your fire energy to whatever degree of intensity is required by the situation and by your own intention and discernment. And when that fire has fulfilled its purpose, your purpose, you can flip the switch and it withdraws back into source. And you can be right back at this Hermit. See, the Hermit is carrying that lamp in there, and that's potential to unleash all of your active energy that right now is just kind of being consolidated within you. Well, this is that lamp now in its very active, fiery, energetic form that is completely under your will, right? Under your dominion. And I think this is a good confirmation because this says that, look, we may have to utilize this fire energy, but just because we open the door to it doesn't mean that it's now running rampant in the world and in our lives and we can't stop it. You can always turn it back off again, right? We can use this sense of competition, this getting involved in the world, this whatever it might be, this force, this fire, this confidence, this energy, this kind of chaotic frenzy and fury to get through this doorway, because, this was a fiery card too, right? So it's going to take this fire energy to get you to your future, and even the devil energy has fire within it, okay? So it's going to take some of this fire energy to get to this future, but we have to stay in control of it. We have to be the master of it and not let it master us. And I think you're going to have a really, really awesome result from all of this. I really do. We're going to do an extended real quick. If you want to stick around, just click on the link right up here. You can have access to all of the extended readings. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for letting me read for you. And thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.